All right, so we're waking up. Still dark outside. Right now, the rotation I'm on is neurology. So how that works here is it's a 4-week block, and it's split up between inpatient, outpatient, neurological services. There's an option also to do some neurosurgery if you want to. Right now I'm on the stroke team, so about every 2 weeks or so, your service changed. So before this, I was on consult, which basically means that there's another primary medicine team that handles them, and we just do consults for neurological problems that the patients have. So the last 2 weeks, and this week and next week, I'm on stroke, which is basically an inpatient ward that takes care of patients who require special attention after they've had a stroke. So typically the flow of the mornings is I get in at like 7:30. We receive sign out for the patients and stuff that's happened overnight for them. And then basically from there, you pre-round on the patients, and pre-rounding means that you basically see them before your attending physician comes and talks about the patients on rounds, and then you see them together on rounds. And then from there, you kind of modify the plan and order any labs that need to be done, or take them for imaging, or if a procedure needs to be done, like a lumbar puncture, your team attempts it, or if they can't do it, they ask someone like interventional radiology to do it. There's no point in wearing like highlighter anymore because I'm wearing a mask the whole day. So this is as much wake up as I put on. This is the hospital fit. Just because of COVID, for most inpatient services, people wear scrubs. So right now I'm gonna make a smoothie. It's going to be very good because it's just berries. Okay, maybe it's too early in the morning to be making jokes. But yeah, so I typically actually meal prep at the beginning of the week, or the first few days, just because, I don't know, I like making my own food. I am queen of finding somewhere in the hospital to put my lunch. And the few days I haven't been able to do that, I invested in this cold pack thing so I can keep my lunch with me as well. I just feel like it's easier than eating out every single day. So typically when I come back home from work, I'll make dinner, I'll work out, and then I study. So some of the study resources I use are Amboss, which is this nice software that has question banks, and it also has like these informational cards that you can use for the shelf. And so the shelf exam is this nationally given exam that most clerkships at most schools use to help determine your grade. So here, the shelf is actually not as big a deal as it is at other schools. It's only 10% of our grades. And for other schools, I know that for the shelf, you need to get a certain score to be eligible to get a certain grade. But luckily here, obviously you need to pass the shelf, but you don't necessarily need to get a super, super high score to get like the highest grade possible in the clerkship. As for my lunch, we got some chicken pesto. For my breakfast, we have the granola bar and then the smoothie I just made. For my bag, to make sure I have everything before I go, I usually bring my iPad just so I can look stuff up on rounds. My mask, which I'm going to put on as soon as I'm done recording this. And then also it's important to have PPE just because we're required to have it when we're seeing patients. So I have this nice face shield and my N95 as well. On neuro, there's a bunch of different gadgets we use. So for stroke, it's really important to have your stethoscope just so you can look for any heart abnormalities that might have caused a stroke. So aside from the stethoscope, also need my my tuning fork, which we use to assess vibration and basically senses, a reflex hammer for reflexes, and then a pen light to assess for some of the cranial nerves or the nerves that come out of the brain. So yep, it looks like I am ready to go. Time to put my mask on. There's a future joke somewhere in there. So the nice thing about my walk to work is it's relatively short. It's literally like 5 minutes or so because I live right down the street from the hospital I'm rotating at right now. And there it is already. Even from here, you can see the line of people to get COVID tested is around the block. All right, I'm gonna sign off for now because I have to do my symptom check to get in the hospital. So I just pre-rounded on my patient. I'm gonna head to professor rounds, which are like right before rounds, just so we can learn a little bit about different diseases. Taking the stairs so I can get some exercise. All right, so I just finished the morning report professor rounds. Now time to go back to actual rounds. So I just finished the morning rounds, so now I'm taking some time to get some lunch, and then I also have lectures right now from like 12 to 1, and then I'll go back to my team afterward. All right, so I am on my way out of the hospital. After lunch, just got to go to the neuroradiology suite to get a better idea of a specific patient's presentation. Turns out they had some type of cyst. Then I worked on a discharge summary for a patient that is leaving today, hopefully, after her lumbar puncture. I'm going home now to do our quizzes. We have 2 of them. The first one's on stroke, neuro emergencies, and something else. And then the second one is on MS, neuro-ophthalmology, movement disorders. Clearly, I don't know. Hopefully, I know what's on the quiz. We shall see. All right, I'm back home. I took the 2 quizzes that we had, which, I mean, the first one was fine. The second one, who knows? And then I had a meeting from 6:15 to 7. So now I'm just gonna take a break to work out. So I typically like working out every day, but I'll only like run about 3 times a week. So this is just gonna be like a nice like strength conditioning day. And then I'm gonna make some dinner. So I meal prep my dinner prior to this, and I'm taking a quick just study break to catch up on my Premier League football team, as in like football, not the kind the Americans play. All right, now that I've eaten, I typically go to study, so I do some question banks. For neuro, I've actually been using Amboss just because I did medicine first, so I ended up using the UWorld questions for neuro because they're looped into medicine, and I couldn't quite figure out how to reset them without like resetting the block. So anyway, yeah, so when I study, my best friend actually just got me this sun lamp, so I turn it on for about an hour every day just to get some sunlight, because especially during this season it's really tough with the lack of sunlight. All right, well, now it's about 10:30, so I'm about to head to sleep. So I typically like to get about anywhere between 7 to 8 hours of sleep, just because I feel like, especially on rotations, I just can't be sleep deprived. So thank you so much for spending the day with me. I hope this was informative. I hopefully can try to do another one of these videos when I'm on my surgery rotation, so I can show you a little bit about how things are different from rotation to rotation. But please let me know what you thought about this video, and thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.